Here at Bud's Creek 2017. We got Matt Bisceglia here. We got Vann Martin and Kyle Hopkins. We're going to do a little interview. Let's start off with Mr. Matty B. Matty, you 6'10" today with an 8 overall.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good weekend for you. Tell us a little bit about today.
Yeah, I was just happy. I finished both motos, man. I've had 3 races under my belt this year, before this one. So just getting 2 motos under my belt was an accomplishment in itself. And then I had 2 good motos inside the top 10 and 2 hole shots. So I can't complain too much with today. I'm happy. It was a step in the right direction. Just like, the last few weeks, but this week was definitely where I wanted to be, and excited for next weekend.
Right on, man. Well, I know RCH is coming to an end. Do you have any plans or anything like that lined up for next year?
Oh man, I don't know what I'm doing next year. It's up in the air for sure. I could be on a team racing dirt bikes, and just like the last 2 years, I could not have a job. So it's just, as far as like the last couple of years, I've kind of had some deals, in the air at this point. But right now, I really have nothing. So. It's hard, I can go out and be in the top 10 and, beat guys who have rides, but, I've been hurt all year, so it's just, nothing I can do except go race my dirt bike and get ready for next weekend, and fingers crossed that it'll work out.
Well, you did have an excellent result this weekend. That's very good to show at the end of a team that's on its way out, so.
Yeah. We both did. Justin won the overall. We got first and 8th, so putting us both in the top 10, I think definitely shows how good the bikes are, how good the crew is. We'll have to do it again next week, and I hope I pull another couple hole shots and see what we can do.
Yeah, right on, man. Yeah. All right, let's go to Vann. Vann, Moto 1, you had one of the best hole shots you've had ever in your pro career. Tell us about that.
It was pretty cool. I started around 9th or 10th. I was around the top 10, so it was really cool to start at front. First time I've ever done that, I think, in outdoor national. So it was a lot less hectic. I mean, everyone up there knew what they were doing. There wasn't people cross jumping, cross running. It was so much easier. Made the whole race easier. But the first 2 laps, I really hung it out. Was kind of not riding out of my comfort zone, not breathing like I should have, and I kind of started getting tight around the 3rd lap and tightened up for a couple laps. A couple guys got by me. I was around 16th, and then I started flowing again. Got a little tight again, and then I finished out the moto at 21st, pretty strong. Not where I wanted, but it was the best motor I've had all year, where I felt like I was riding like myself again. So finally healing up from this wrist issue I've been fighting. So it was a good motor. I was really happy with it.
So about that wrist issue, are there any other residual side effects from that? You're still feeling pain in it when you're riding after a while, or what's going on with that? Because I know that's your 2nd surgery that you had on that wrist.
Yeah. It's the 2nd surgery I've had on this wrist. Now I have a big old plate right here. No, it doesn't really hurt. I just feel like the time I had off the bike, where I should have been getting ready for Supercross and racing Supercross and then getting ready for outdoors, and I just think where I was hurt, it kind of affected my fitness. It affected everything being off the bike for a couple months. So it's taken me up to now to where I feel like I should have started the season at this point to where I'm finally at. But no problems really. It's just it took a toll on me as far as fitness and all that.
So what are your plans for the off season? Do you have any training programs coming up in the Houston area?
Yeah, I'll take a couple weeks off for sure, because it's been a long season doing every race, driving every race, and it takes a toll on your body and mind and everything. So I'll take a couple weeks off, and then I'll start riding again and training kids whenever I can. And I'm going to start getting ready for Supercross really early back at my local track at Decompression Acres, and get the Supercross track redone and start getting ready for next year way earlier than I usually do. So I'm looking forward to it. Put in some time for sure.
All right, let's go over here to Kyle Hopkins, living around with his last name, hopping around. Tell us a little bit about your leg injury. What happened at Unadilla? Bring us back a week.
Well, it started off, it was in the 2nd practice, and honestly, it was on the hot lap, and just kind of got stuck between 2 kids that really weren't on a hot lap, and they were in the desired line, and I got forced to the line that I really didn't want to go to, hit a nasty kicker in it, had to bail over the bars, ended up breaking my fibula and my talus, and have some bone fragments floating around and possible surgery, but really not sure at this point. Going to get a second opinion in Georgia this week, and going to make a decision if I got to fly back to Houston and get it taken care of.
Right on, man. So, what are your plans for the future with that break now? Does that put a damper in any of your future plans?
Definitely a damper. Definitely not the way I wanted to end the season. Honestly, had a high note by making my first national at Washougal, which was pretty cool for where I'm at right now. And but I mean, I'm just happy I get to travel with all my friends and just get to do this. I mean, this is an experience of a lifetime as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I couldn't see myself getting to do this, or I mean, it's just big. Just being able to be on the road with all my friends. So I mean, I'm just going to try to get this knocked out, get on the mend. It's nice to have a break, but really got to get back to work, get back grinding. I got Pro Challenge coming up in a few months, and that's really my next big race that I want to do, and then start getting ready for next season.
So was it a surprise to you that you were going to race Pro Nationals? Did it just come up and you really didn't plan on it, or how did that work out?
Honestly, it's a pretty cool story. I mean, yeah, I didn't plan on racing Pro Nationals. Honestly, my buddy Brooks Dremley ended up getting paralyzed a couple years ago, and it really pushed me away from the sport. And I had a conversation with him one time where he was just in his wheelchair, and we actually kind of had a heart-to-heart about it. And he pretty much told me that I was wasting my talent, that I was being a little bit of a baby for not sucking up and racing. He told me he would do everything in his power if he could to race again, and it really hit me hard. And me and my friend Will Stockton were talking about it one night, and we were talking about how sick it would be to be able to put one of us behind the gate and live Brooks's dream through us. And I mean, it really hit me hard, and so I devoted a year and a half fully to get my pro license and racing this. And so it's been about a year and a half span for me to get to the level I'm at now and really come race. And so just for me to be here is really cool. And I mean, Vann and Matt have been really cool to me, guiding me along and showing me the ropes, really. And because it's been a nerve-wracking experience, man. I mean, it's one thing to say you want to go racing; it's a whole other thing to show up here and actually put it all on the line and do it. So I just feel fortunate to be here and get the experience, and the people behind me have supported me so much. I really couldn't ask for anything more.
Right on. Let's go to Matty B. Again, excellent finish we had today. Tell us a little bit about the track today. Like, what were the things that you liked about the track that made you, I guess, do better than others?
You know what? The track was really weird for a national track. It was just, I would imagine this is what we would come to, like the prep job. It would be like Bud Streak at a local race. Just because of all the rain last night, they weren't able to probably prep it the way they wanted to. So the track was really sloppy this morning, and definitely got affected by the rain. So the track was just different, and I just hung it out in the first moto as long as I could, and I did the same in the second. I was a little bit stronger in the first moto, but just finishing those two motos was like winning for me,
Right on.
So, yeah, I'm happy.
All right, Vann, let's go back to you. Tell us a little bit about next year. What bike are you going to be riding next year? West Coast, East Coast Supercross coming up after about 3 months. You're going to be jumping right into that. Tell us about that.
The plan as of now, unless I get a call during the off season or something, or a better offer than what I have, is to race a Honda 450 for all the West Coast routes, and then hopefully get 2 new 250s, 2018 Hondas that I might need help with. So if someone could help out with those, that'd be great. But I need to get 2 new style 250s to race the East Coast, and then depending on that, on outdoors, I might do 250, I might do 450. So I don't know about that yet, but 450 West Coast, 250 East Coast, and then outdoors the full season. So trying to get it together.
Matty B, let's see. Have you ever ridden 2018 Suzuki yet? You got a chance to get on that?
I haven't. I've seen one in person, but I've never ridden one, unfortunately. I got invited to ride one for the press release, but I was injured and couldn't ride. I'm really interested to see how that bike is. Actually, it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, that bike looks sick.
I think it's going to be a good bike. Yeah.
Right on.
I really do think it's going to be good. So it'll be cool to see how it turns out.
Cool. Well, where are you guys going to be heading here this weekend? Where y'all going to be staying at?
This weekend, we're going to Atlanta, Georgia to see my awesome sponsor, All South Sprinkler Company, John Nicola.
Dado!
Yep. And we're going to hang out there for the week and then drive to Indiana after that. And Matt, you'll probably fly back to California.
Yeah, I'm going back to California and then flying out Thursday for Indiana and doing my thing.
Indiana's the last round. We wish all you guys except Kyle hobbling around. Good luck to Vann and Matt.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for doing this interview. Matt, do you want to thank anybody?
Hey man, just everybody that stood behind me through this year, JGR, RCH for giving me this opportunity, and then yeah, like I said, just everybody that stood behind me and allowing this deal I'm on right now to happen. Thank you guys.
Van?
Yeah, I'd like to thank a lot of people. First off, my whole crew right here. My mechanic Matt for busting his butt off. He's over there watching the bike. That's Mike. Mike helps out a lot too.
Do what I can.
And then Kyle helps me out a whole lot too whenever he's not hurt, whatever he can do. So yeah, all that. And then everyone at Honda Houston, my dad, Mark Bader, Hunter, my parts dude, and then John McCullough with All South Sprinkler Company. He's the main reason I'm able to come race every weekend. So he's probably the most amount of help I've gotten. And then Honda Houston Fox, Yoshimura, Legends and Heroes, Scott, DBS,
You gotta cheat.
Powered by Naveen.
Check this out of the van.
Yeah. Check the bike. Where the bike's
Works
gone.
Connection, Yoshimura,
Indigo
Dunlop,
Pickles.
Recluse, Factory Connection, Speed Graphics, Ride Engineering, Twin Air Renthal, Motor XW, Vertex, Pivot Works, Hot Cams, Infab, Indigo Pickles, Weston Bikes, and American Honda. I need a little bit more help, but well, thank them for giving me an awesome bike, even though I had to finance it all.
Preferably HRC, but we gotta get rid of Cole Seeley first.
Yeah, for that. Thank you.
Alright. Kyle, who do you want to thank?
First and foremost, my family. They do so much for me. I mean, they're the ones that are really funding this program, to be honest. I mean, I do have other sponsors like Fly Racing, 100%, Enzo, FMF, my boy Mike right here. Honestly, this dude deserves a lot of the credit. He slaves away, and I break a lot of bikes. So, I mean, he definitely keeps me in business when I'm not broken. And honestly, all my buddies back home, they know who they are. They're my main group. Really, those are the people that support me and keep me going and keep me in the positive direction. And so those are really the ones that hold it down for me.
I think the same friends too. I think
People
all
don't really
those friends back
understand,
home.
man. Your best friends that you see during the week, they keep you going. Like you said, yeah. That's why it's fun to like come hang out and shoot the crap after the races. Like I could have left 2 hours ago, but I've been sitting here in the sun for an hour talking to you guys. So wants to leave. No, I don't.
Friendship.
Alright, Mike,
Yeah,
who do you
takes
want to
stress
thank?
away.
I just want to thank mainly these guys for bringing me on and just giving me this great opportunity. I'm just happy to be here, really. Thankful for Honda of Houston for kind of just letting us be a part of their program and be a part of Vann's program, and Kyle as well for making the call to have me come out from Washington, come back to Houston, and live the dream with the boys.
Right on. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.